As the holiday shopping weekend shows, the U.S. economy is starting to pick up a little bit of strength. We're joined now by Charles Nenner of the Charles Nenner Research Institute. Charles, in another segment we were talking about how you think the U.S. economy is stronger than Europe's, and that's one reason why we're seeing what's going on in the financial markets. Can the U.S. economy continue to gain strength, and when is it going to start to lead to job growth here in this country?
First of all, based on my indicators, and one of the important things is the Baltic index that really shows how the economy is doing, I expect for the next 3, 4, 5 months the economy to be stronger. And based on my cycle work, and you can see it on my chart that shows the forecasting on unemployment. The unemployment is peaking for the moment, so I think the jobs are going to pick up for a while. It's going to be difficult again in half a year or so, but for the moment I expect a little bit better employment in the United States.
So what do you think happens in a half year fundamentally, that if we do start to see a recovery in jobs now, that starts to fade?
Well, it's just, my problem is still deflation. I think we're going to have a deflationary crisis. I'm surprised that nobody really talks about it because the numbers show it. And I think the economy is going to roll over. It cannot be, otherwise it would be written up in all the textbook of the last 200 years, that you just move a lot of money in the economy and you can get out of any recession there is. The whole problem started when they actually gave up on the gold standard, and they decided 60, 70 years ago already to try not to have depressions and recessions, because it was not something you wanted to give to the people who vote for you. If they would have let it go, we would just have a normal economic cycles with certain recessions, certain big ones, certain small ones, but that would be the normal behavior. What we did now is that everybody kept it going, and what I call the super cycle that actually started in 1780 is close to an end. We saw already in 2008 what happened, and they, with some tricks, they tried to keep it going, but most savvy investors know that this is not going to continue. And the next time cycles turn down, we're going to have a crisis that I don't think we really know how to get out of it, especially because the Fed doesn't have that many possibilities to intervene anymore.
Right, so you're right. Not many people are talking right now about deflation. There seems to be a lot of talk about inflation, especially what's going on in China and other parts of Asia. Gold prices are still near their recent highs. Where do you see the evidence of this deflation?
Well, if you just look at the CPI, year over year, you see that it goes to new lows. If you take an overlay, and maybe you can find that chart, which I did send out to my clients, an overlay of the CPI of Japan of the last 25 years and what's going on in the United States, you see it follows exactly the same path. It's an 100% correlation, and we're just following the path of Japan. There's not much you can do about it. But I find it amazing that nobody does some technical work on the CPI, because then you see that soon we're going to be below zero.
But Ben Bernanke would tell you that Japan is where it is because Japan is stupid. They didn't do everything that they could have done to head off the deflation, and he knows how to do it, and that's what he's assuring us every day. So you think that's bunk?
Well, let me a small item of history. In the 1900, 1910, 1920, 30, the big hero in economic books was Schumpeter. And Schumpeter wrote about business cycles, by the way, also predicted the crash of 1929. And he says there's a business cycle, there's not much you can do about it. And after the crash of 1929, then Keynes say, well, if we do something about the money supply, then we're not going to have a crisis anymore. So any official that wanted to be elected says, you know what, Keynes is our hero, because if I say I follow Schumpeter, why would people vote for me? Because there's nothing I can do. So since then, the leaders of the world give the impression that following Keynes, that if you do what you have to do, you can change the course of events. I don't think you can change the course of events, and so I think we're going in the direction of Japan. And by the way, what do you want these leaders to say? You want to say, well, we're getting into a mess? They will continue to say things are not as bad unless proven different, because otherwise they create a crisis.
So are we seeing a revival of the Schumpeter school with the Tea Party and some of the rhetoric we're hearing coming out of the Republicans, basically saying like, hey, we got to slash government spending and things of that nature, that Keynesian economics has failed?
Well, it's too early for a revival of Schumpeter school only if we see that we will follow Japan and people come to the conclusion, things go the way they go. Economy is like a big boat that moves for 200 years and you cannot change it by putting some money in or taking some money out of the system. Then maybe they go to Schumpeter, who says that things don't move at random. And as you know, that's what all my work is based on. Things don't move at random. Because if they move at random, then we never know what's going to happen.
All right, Charles.
Great.
Thanks very much.
Thank you, Charles.